Okay, we are live right now. We are officially live right now. All right. Hey, hi Ryan. Say hi to everyone.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the series of Faces of Econs. My name is Jeffrey. I'm the Chief Educator of Econs. Faces of Econs is a community event we have established last year to support our current students to cope with their A-levels through interviews with our ex-students on how they manage to cope with theirs. So these ex-graduates will also be sharing career guidance tips and course selection advice in university. So to parents and students watching this live interview, please help us to smash the like button for Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can receive latest updates on upcoming event. Please also share this live event with your friends, family, colleagues so they can benefit from the collective wisdom from all our ex-graduates. And so today we have Ryan Seah with us. Ryan was from the batch of 2016 and 17. Wow, that's some time back. 2016 and 17, and formerly from Anderson JC. Okay, so right now they are known as Anderson Serangoon JC after the merger. Am I right, Ryan? All right, yeah?
Yes, but do not confuse it with the merged one because like the standard definitely dropped. I definitely know. Yeah.
Okay, I have no comments on that. All right, so Ryan is currently studying at SUTD, and a fun fact that nobody knows about Ryan is he is heavily dabbled into the stock market. I hope Mommy Ryan or Lynn, if you're watching this, I hope you're aware of that. Okay? And he is extremely rich right now on his way to become Singapore's Warren Buffett. Right? So welcome, Ryan.
I'm not.
Welcome, Ryan. Welcome on board.
Hello.
Okay, so thanks, Ryan, for being with us. Okay, so I reckon that this is some time back. Okay, so it's 2016 and 17, right? 2016 and 17 is long time back already. So I hope you still can recall, okay, what you still remember about your JC. So yes, I will need your help, okay, to recall your JC journey about 4 to 5 years back, okay, and share with us, okay, what is your high and low, okay, in your highest point in your JC and your lowest point in your JC.
Okay, but in short, I would just like to say like
the highest point first. Highest point first. Highest point first.
Highest point is finishing the entire A-level exam because like after that then I don't need to stress anymore. All the stress all lifted already because like it was like how to say regurgitate, accumulate. Then all the stress kept piling up until the A-levels finally over. Wow. Yeah,
So
that was my high.
It was like a pressure cooker, is it for you?
It was a pressure cooker, yes, essentially.
Okay. To me. So how did it not explode? I'm just curious.
I just kept the faith, lor.
Oh, which is one of the tip you'll be sharing, right?
Yeah, and then like also on top of that, like with the knowledge that like if you fuck up less, then
hey, no
the chances of getting better is better. If you mess up less.
No profanities, this is a kid channel.
Sorry.
Okay. Hey, chill, man, chill. Really relax.
Okay.
And yes, you're not going to mess up in this interview, right? So now, share with me. Okay, what is one of your lowest point? I know that it was other than pressure cooker. You shared your lowest point, right? Or the highest point was the pressure. The highest point was A-level finishing. What about your lowest point? Please don't tell me that it's a
lowest
pressure
point.
Cooker.
I mean, okay lah. I would say that the lowest point was, I think, in J1 promos because like back then I was like kind of very jittery and kind of like down because the results I got for like certain subjects was just really down, like legit down the gutter.
Okay, so
Yeah,
maybe you want to share with us. Is it all the subjects that are down? Is it common for J1s to experience this?
Yeah, it's completely common because actually most of the time, right? I think it's the what do you call it? The teachers actually just want to mark people down, so that they ensure that like the students more or less stay humble lah. Because if they see such a high grade, then they'll be like, wow, J1, wow, so high grade already. Then they may not face the reality, I guess, maybe.
Okay.
I
So
guess
it
that's
is
my take.
more
That's my take.
it's more about showing students about teaching them about humility.
Yeah, I
So,
guess in some
so
part, yeah.
do you think that you were facing like intentionally marked down, or it was part of your own that part of your own you didn't study hard enough?
No, I think it's really more of like intentional markdowns.
You
Yeah,
felt that lah.
because like it
Okay.
cannot be right that okay. For example, take GP for example for J1 promo, right? What happened
Mm.
was there was only like two people who got like a passing grade. The rest all of us failed. That's
Wow.
very outrageous lah. So yeah, we definitely know it was an intentional markdown.
Two
But
person pass
at
in
the
the
point
whole
I was
cohort.
feeling very low lah.
In the whole
Yeah,
cohort. Wow.
only two people passed in the cohort.
Wow. I didn't know back then AJC was so stringent with their promotion
No,
criteria
they
or
weren't
their
stringent. They were trying to just mess around with our psychology.
okay, I don't know, but okay, if there are any former AJ lecturers out there who is watching this, maybe can take on your comments on that. Okay, because you guys you can share a tally with Ryan's experience. Okay, so that's the call out. Okay, if there's any AJ lecturers who are watching this, okay, please share with us your experience later. Okay, on tally with Ryan's journey. Okay, or whether they are intentionally marked down. Okay, so thanks Ryan. Thanks for sharing. So in a
Right.
nutshell, okay, the highest point was the A levels are done right after the
I
pressure
mean,
cooking.
essentially, yeah.
Okay, and the lowest point was actually promotes, and after that there was a slow pickup, and all the way towards the A levels. Great. Okay, so I don't know whether you still recall. Okay, but what is your subject combination? I still remember.
Okay, so it was H2 for all subjects, except for like GP and project work, economics, math, chemistry, and physics.
Oh, you're taking four
Yeah,
H2,
the
sir.
motivation. Yeah, I legit took four H2s because like at the start I was like thinking, should I take three H2, one H1? But the thing is that I didn't know and I was unsure whether which subject I was going to have the most difficulty with. Yeah, so I
Okay,
was like, why not I just go with open mind and just go all four H2 and see how it goes. Yeah,
four
that's what
H2s.
happened.
Okay, I know you're definitely because during your time with us, you're taking H2 econs, so I thought you would have done something H1. So I'm not sure though because from my experience with the former AJ students, it seems like three H2 is a more common than four H2. So were you pressurized by your teachers anytime to drop a subject, that kind of thing?
Not really.
Not really. They just let you have a
Yeah,
free
just
will.
let me be. Yeah.
Even though not doing well for promos, but they didn't ask you to drop something.
Yeah, they did not. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think is the reason? Or do your friends have similar different experience from you that did really badly and was told to drop a subject?
Yeah, I definitely had some classmates lah. I won't say friends lah, but classmates
Classmate. Okay,
who
classmates.
who that who got that lah because like I think they kind of went to an overachiever mode, but they fell short of their expected performance.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say 4H2 is not for everyone lah. Just saying. Yeah, because the
Okay.
stress is quite huge, immense.
Okay. Okay. So interesting. Okay, I thought you would have dropped a subject. I thought lah, but
I was actually thinking of that, but then the
huh,
thing is that
not
I
econs,
didn't
right?
know which one to drop.
You didn't know which one to drop because four of them
Yeah,
are equally bad, is it? At that point of
no,
time.
is that I enjoyed writing essays back at that point in time lah, but not now. Now you ask me to do essays.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So back then you enjoyed econs. So if you have to drop a subject, you have to be a science subject, is it?
Yeah, but then the thing is that I also liked chem and physics, so I was unwilling to give up either.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, on hindsight, everything looks like can drop. Okay, but the reason why I asked this because okay, while I'm coaching, even till this very date, I still have parents and students who face the same dilemma of whether they want to drop. Okay, so like what Ryan is or like what yourself is experiencing, if you don't need to make that decision now. If nobody is asking you to drop, then don't drop first, lah, right? Hold on first, lah.
Yeah.
And wait till when you have a formal meeting with your HOD or whatever, then okay, decide. But right now, if you're undecided or all the subjects you are equally not so well, okay, then just hold on to that. Am I right to say that?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, so yes.
Okay, so PCME was your subject choice combination. So that's the most common combination. So where do you intend to go with that combi?
What do you mean?
Okay, you pick that combination with a specific outcome that you want, right? Like for instance, you wanted
to.
to.
My outcome was just. I was thinking, what's the least, like the, what's it?
Half of least resistance. Half of least resistance.
Yeah, least resistance. Halfway to clearing A levels, without sweating so much. Because I knew that my arts was just bad. My arts was just bad. Yeah, I was only strong in science and math.
Okay, so you didn't have a real good vision of what course you want to do, lah.
No.
Okay. No, I don't know. Okay, most half of the students that come to me, they kind of know where and what they want to do. The other half don't know. Yeah, so I believe you belong to the second half.
Yeah, I belong to the second half.
Cool. Okay, so yes, you're currently as per the introduction, you're currently in SUTD, right?
Yes, that's correct. I'm in the Singapore University of Technology and Design. Currently in freshmore year, so okay lah. I would say term 1 was okay because like it was like pass fail, so like the GPA wasn't factored in. But then like this term is term 2, and actually I feel the workload was really piling up. It's crazy.
Yeah. So all the more we have to thank Ryan for joining us for this interview. Okay, so
I don't mind lah. It's only week 1. It's only week 1. It's fine.
Yeah. So for the viewers out there, okay, to show appreciation to Ryan taking precious time off, okay, despite mounting pressure. Privately,
politics now.
Yeah, privately, I know Ryan very well. Whenever he's stressed, he's the pressure cooker. He'll boom. So we really want to thank his time for joining us. So if you're watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, we appreciate that a lot, and share with your friends, okay, who can benefit from Ryan's experience, A-level experience, and he'll be sharing his SUTD experience in depth later. All right, so Ryan. So this is kind of awkward. Kind of awkward. So what was your most memorable moment with AYE, with ASIA Econs, with me, with your classmates?
I think it will be the very every week going to like in person to attend class, having like hands-on activities. Okay, not really hands-on lah, but more of like interactive kind.
So you actually look forward
because like I took it as an opportunity every time to like be able to practice and get better if I hone my economics lah. Like keep refreshing, keep getting like reinforcing the knowledge especially because econs was like a handful.
Okay. This is something really intriguing because you're one of the first few interviewers that tell me that you look forward to come for.
Yeah, I'm kind of like buckling the trend now. I get it.
Hey, you're not sponsored by me to say this, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So to prove that Ryan was part of ASIA Econs, okay, this was how he looked like back then. Yeah, so I do make it a point to keep some of all my students' pictures, as a form of memory and to stay in touch. All right, so thanks. Would you like me to flash this or take this down? I think take this down, lah.
I don't know. It's up to you. I'm okay.
Yeah, okay, but honestly, okay, I have a burning question I would like to ask. I remember that there was once that you shaved your hair, and I don't dare to ask why. That? I don't know, but I remember you shaved your hair, and all the classmates came to rub your hair for good luck or something.
Wait, really, man?
Yeah, and even I rub your head, even with my handful of marker, that kind of still. Yeah, wait. All your classmates did that. Was it for cancer or something? run for
Oh
hope.
yeah, I remember that. Yes, I
Was
think
that
so. I think so.
was it
Yeah,
was it? So
I think so. I think so.
not traumatized or not depressed
No,
that you
no,
went
no,
to
it
cope.
wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay. That's
I don't
good to
wait.
hear.
No,
That.
I don't think it was for have a hope. I think it was just I was just trying to feel how it was like being told.
Oh, okay. I think NS pretty much taught
So
you a good 3 months
I mean,
experience of.
it taught me another round the actual video.
Okay. Okay, that was my burning question. I thought something happened to you, but back then I did not have the wisdom to ask. If not, I could have asked you, were you coping well? Because sometimes these are some
Yeah, I was coping well. It's just
distress
that I was
signal
just
that
kind of
the students are not cut their hair, if not cut themselves. I was really
not
concerned back
really
then.
lah. Yeah.
But back then you're really very bubbly lah. So I also think that you're fine on your own. Okay, just to share with the audience out there, Ryan and me goes a long way. We share a very long heritage. Starting from our secondary school. Yeah. So yes,
Same secondary school. Yes.
yeah. So Ryan and me goes back to a long way. Yeah. Okay. So yes, Ryan, would you like to share how did you do for your A levels?
Okay, I scored about 88.75, not including Chinese, because like took higher Chinese. So yeah, for higher Chinese, unfortunately I got like a D7, so that didn't qualify for like a cut-off points. Like I wanted to go NY lah initially, but then like my score so shit, I couldn't
A
go
levels,
there.
A levels.
Yeah, A levels.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
wait, oh wait. Yeah, but I'm talking about
You wanted to
just
prank me,
for the
right? I know you
prerequisite.
wanted to prank me.
Yeah.
A levels, yeah.
No, because like the high Chinese one right was a prerequisite for exempting from JC Chinese.
Ah, okay,
So I just
that makes
nice got
sense.
the D7 for my O levels to exempt from that. So I had a bit more time than my peers. Yeah, so yeah, for A levels I got about
Hey, what
88.75.
happened to Mari's Chinese education?
I don't know.
And
Maybe I just didn't fit.
I happen to have a lot of Mari's Chinese teachers on my Facebook as well. Okay, so to the viewers out there who happens to be a former teacher in Mari Stella, who have coached Ryan before, okay, please add
Oh
your
no.
comment on how is Ryan as a student in Mari Stella. How could we? Okay, it's not for me to judge. But anyway, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Overall, how do you do for your A levels? Putting Chinese aside,
Okay, everything A except for math B.
math is B, is it?
Yeah, math was B.
Oh, that's quite a shock. I thought all along you were doing very well for math.
No, but unfortunately, I already had like an inkling of which subjects. I mean, sorry, which themes inside the math, right? I just couldn't cope. So, for example, probability, permutations and combinations. What else? I think these two, yeah, these two were my flaws. So like I was praying very hard for these questions not to come out as high weightage, but they came out as high weightage anyways.
Okay, you know best.
Yeah, I know, man.
Okay, I also want
Oh
to.
yeah, fun fact. Yeah, what happened is that there was one question in the math A levels, right?
Oh yeah,
It
what
was
about
very
that?
similar. Then I went to like modeling analysis right here in SUTD, right? Wow, then during the integration, right, then they give the tips and tricks on how to settle it, right? It was so straightforward. I was like, why didn't AJ teach this? I could have gotten an A. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So for the viewers out there, if you are AJ math lecturer, you probably want to step in to insert your viewpoint. Why didn't AJ taught Ryan that back then? But anyway, okay, those were the days. Okay, I'm happy with where you are right now. I also have a small question. It was rumored, okay, during your batch that you were trying to go for medicine. It was rumored, yeah.
Rumor only lah. Rumor only.
Yeah. So was the rumor a fact or a rumor?
I mean, it's a part fact, part rumor lah. I would say because like initially I just wanted to take that one, the Siam, infantry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then like I tried, then I just go in and try, but shortlisted, but then didn't get the final lah. So yeah, worth a shot. It
Okay.
was worth a shot, I would say.
So you were
But I
shortlisted
don't
for
think,
the interview. Am I right to say that?
yeah, but I don't think I'll actually be able to survive the entire 6 years there lah. So I think it
Oh,
was a
so
good call. It was a good call.
So you actually got through the personal statement part. Wow. So you prepared quite
I
some
managed to
time
go to the
now.
interview, but then at the interview, then they further shortlist people, lor, then I couldn't. Lor. Yeah.
Interview also must prepare an interview.
No choice because they made it a very scenario based. I am really bad at scenarios.
Okay.
Serious.
Okay. So to the viewers out there, last week we actually interviewed interview expert. Okay. What career coach guide counselor. Okay, that helps students to get the message. Okay, so if you miss out, okay, please check our YouTube or Facebook page. Okay, and you can check last week's episode. So thanks for sharing, Ryan. So before we move on to the 3 tips, okay, that you have for your juniors, okay, just like to trouble the viewers out there. Okay, if you like what we are doing, okay, please give us a thumbs up. Okay, and we appreciate that a lot. So Ryan, we are going to move on to the 3 tips to survive A levels. I reckon that this is some time back. You may need to recall. Okay, but what do you have for us as a tip number 1?
I guess the first one is really to stay calm, stay positive, have faith because like yes, it may be content that you learned before but on a more advanced scale. So in that case, like it will seem daunting at first, especially when like wow, suddenly so many new content, like new stuff coming, like what the wow. Yeah, but then having optimism is something that will keep you afloat. Lah. I mean, even though the grades may not show it at first, lah, but with practice you'll get there.
So just how you mentioned, there's a lot of new stuff coming in. So maybe you want to list an example. An example. What do you mean by new stuff?
Okay, by new stuff I mean to say like like content from O levels being repeated in A levels but on a higher level. So it's like
Okay.
they add more theories, more concepts, more explanations for behind the scenes of why it happens instead of like just oh it's just like that. Yeah. That was my experience lah, but other people may have different experience.
So I just want to tap onto your viewer, okay, because while I'm coaching, I believe back then, okay, 5 years back, if you realize the choice of words you have used, they all sound like quite they don't sound like not having a lot of faith.
I mean,
Sure die one that kind of do you still recall? So
yeah, I
but
still recall. I'm still like that, offline.
So I just want to tap onto your view. So for natural pessimists or students that have very low faith, very low esteem, what is your advice for them? It's actually easy to say that, hey, be positive, have faith. Hey, but sometimes when you're in their shoe, hey, you don't see the ending, right? You only saw the end, okay, at the end of the journey, but they are struggling right now. So what is your advice to people who are struggling right now, who don't see an end, who is drowning, not enough faith? What is your tip for them?
I guess I would say. Oh my god! Wait, give me a while. I think my charger not
Well,
working.
we'll get disconnected, is it?
Yeah. What is going on? Oh my goodness. Okay. It's working. Okay, so yeah.
Chill,
So
everything is fine.
for natural
Yes.
pessimists, like I would say that pessimism is like a phase. It's a phase that you have to go through. You have to live with it. But at the same time, like don't abandon ship just because you're feeling negative.
Okay. So
Because bad
what?
times won't last, good times will come. It's always a yin yang cycle regardless.
Wow, sounds like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the closest to just like you mentioned abandoning ship, right? So what was the closest experience that you had for abandoning ship? And maybe you can share
I
lah.
think
With
I was on
yeah,
the verge of like just giving up on H2 econs and just
just drop,
before I went to like tuition lah. Like I was like I heck it, I just drop
just drop. Easy way out.
Yeah, cause like yeah, I was like I just take the easy way out. Why not, right? But I mean I chose not to lah. Yeah, I chose not to and then just tried my best. Kept getting
So
better.
what made you to make the decision from abandoning ship, okay, to holding on to your post? What was the trigger?
I guess it's more of like university opportunities, because like I knew that obviously the A-level results would definitely have a what you call that, have a
Bell
hold
curve,
on what opportunities I can have in university in terms of like what courses I can go for, because like some courses have strict requirements and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't need, I mean, back to the question, I just want to keep hampering on that because when you first joined us, you don't, I didn't detect all this. You didn't share this experience.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just curious. You don't need H2 econs to go to go to uni, right? So
No, yeah.
why don't you make the easy choice? Just like you were saying that, oh, because it opens up more choices. But the thing, the truth is, let's face it, you don't need H2 econs, okay, to go to most courses in uni. So what was the last straw that you're holding on to? What was the trigger that said that, hey, I want to stay?
I guess the trigger was because like I was like, why not, right? I challenged myself lah. First time lah. I mean, usual people just go with 3H2 1H1. Then I'll be like, okay lor, I just try to buckle the trend lah. I go with 4H2 instead lor. Get flex mah.
Okay.
That was my initial belief lah. But after that, it kind of waned a bit.
Okay, so it is to really live life lah. Am I right to say that?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's really live life. Yes.
okay, so for the viewers out there, okay, I hope you have found your answer. You don't need, like what Ryan has mentioned, if you don't need to make an immediate decision to drop, no need to make it right now. Okay, so yes, for Ryan, he chose to live his life, okay, by holding on to 4 H2s. Okay, and that being said, there's no wrong to drop your H2 to H1. Okay, although I coach econs, okay, I always tell my students you can always drop. Yeah.
But,
Yes,
but I have a suggestion. Like, because if you drop, right, then you have to have 心里有数 lah. Like inside you must know that which subject you confirm like GG one, like cannot score on. Then that subject is the one that you should drop instead to minimize your loss.
So your advice is to drop the subject that is the weaker subject.
Yeah, correct. Because that will kind of like dampen the burdening effect that it has on your A-level results, ma. Because it becomes 10 out of 10 instead of out of 20.
Okay. So interestingly, I also have experience with such students. I just want to tap onto you because your combination is physics, chem, econs, math, and econ, PCME lah. So let's say if chem is the worst subject, right? But out of these 4 subjects, chem is the most impossible to drop. Then how?
Yeah, that one cannot.
Die.
Then
die.
No choice lah. That one die have to hold. Yeah, like stocks like that have to hold in the red, but still need to hold.
Wow. Okay, but if you ever have a choice and that choice it is not a core subject within the combination, like let's say physics or econs, let's say if you're weak in either of these, you can choose to drop. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, I guess it's more viable, but yeah.
Okay. So I hope to my current students, okay, some of you have asked me this question. Okay, I hope you have found your answer. Okay, but most importantly, like what Ryan said, have a little faith, okay, and live your life. Right? Don't let your HOD, don't let your school live your life. Okay, you have to know what you want. All right, so I'm going to move on to the second tip. So Ryan, what do you have for us for the second tip?
I guess this is more on the GP and econ side. I think it can also be applied to the science side as well. Because like some questions, yeah, they may seem like quite daunting at first, but if you were to unpack the question well, right, like you see the keywords here, the keywords there, the concept words that they put down there, then you can actually spend time to actually just find out like what each keyword or concept word actually wants to bring out in your own opinion. Then from there you can branch out mind maps, stuff like that, link together different concepts, make it flow. Yeah, that's what I think lah.
So maybe you can share with us.
Yeah.
Can you share with us one example? For instance, I don't think it's applicable for math, right?
For math, I mean it still does, but to a much less lesser extent because for math usually it's like you either know or you don't know.
True. So
Yeah,
it's
but
more
things like
arts human subject lah that.
the more human subjects. So let's say econs, GP, yeah,
Okay.
these two. History, for example. I mean, I don't take history lah.
Okay. So I'm just curious because you started from remember just now you were sharing that you started from all the way your econs was really bad, okay, and
Yeah.
to where you were, okay, when you get about A-level grades. So during this time period, how do you actually train your unpacking skills?
Wait, during my time in AJ or
For instance, remember just now you were sharing with me that since you first joined, okay, your econs was really bad, right? Agreed. Okay, and to A levels, your econs have got an A or whatever. A, I think it should be an A. I just mentioned A grade. So my question is, how do you manage to train your unpacking skills? Okay, what are the things to look out
I
for?
mean,
Yeah.
okay, so let's say right, if you look at GP, not GP, economics. So like in the normal H2 exam paper itself, right? There's always CSQ and then there's essays, right? So I'm going to talk about essays. So on essays, there's always like evaluate or like to what extent, blah 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 like that, right? Then like immediately, right, you know how to phrase it, like in a way, structure it. So when you have that structure, then you can go in on the smaller details, which is like, okay, this paragraph what I want to talk about, this paragraph what I want to talk about, what concepts are necessary for this particular essay. What does it want? So let's say it's a oligopoly, monopoly, things like that, right? There's like, oh, okay, there's market structures. So what's the characteristic of it? What will it tend to do? What effect will it have on, let's say, I don't know, consumers, producers, things like that. For example, lah.
Okay. So
So there's like a mind map kind of thing.
my question was, I think you're getting there, okay. So from the keywords, you actually link it to
Yeah, so for the keywords, you
topic.
link it to the concepts. Then from
So
the
you
concept,
mentioned that
link it
the
to the
keyword is called
paragraph.
mind mapping, is it?
Yeah, mind mapping. So it can
Oh,
be like
okay,
in just
okay.
a few keywords and stuff, but once you can have a connection between your your keywords and stuff, right? Then you can formulate like reasonings and arguments already. Then from there
I
you
see.
can run with the flow. Yeah.
So
But of course this requires time and effort and also like content mastery lah. Because if you don't know the content then you can't smoke as much.
so am I right to say that mind mapping helps with building your content, okay, as well as linking the concepts, and it also help you with the unpacking part, identifying the keywords and the question requirement.
Yeah,
Am I right
but
to say
actually
that?
I would say that the unpacking happens at the same time as content build up. So like you must learn the content first, right? Once you
Get
feel
the order
confident
right.
with like yeah, so once you feel confident with the content, like or you're confident that okay, you know how to explain this, what's an oligopoly, what's a monopoly, duopoly, what's capital investment, FDI, blah blah blah, like that, right? Then like when the question comes that's related to that particular theme, right? Well, straight away, mind map, okay, plug in this concept, plug in this concept. Don't care whether it answers completely or not. Even if it partially answers the question, just throw it in. May get marks. Yeah. But that was my own strategy lah of like marks salvaging lah. So because I know that I can't get full marks, right? So might as well just salvage whatever scraps I can get lah.
Interesting. I would say that this is actually your way of approaching questions and your way of approaching life is actually quite similar. I take small risks, is it? Am I right to say
Not
that?
really take small risks. I mean, feel free to take as much risk as you want based on your personal appetite, but more of like have a inkling of where you stand lah and where you want to go.
Okay. So to wrap up this point, okay, on unpacking questions, okay, you need to have content mastery. You need to be familiar with what the question is asking, and content mastery is always the first thing to start with, right? And after that, okay, feel free to use mind maps to help you to link concepts together, okay, and be familiar with the command or the keywords, knowing the exact requirement of what they're asking. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I will be moving on to the very last tip for the day. Okay, before get Ryan to share with us his experience in SUTD. So you are the very first one that I got interview for SUTD. I don't have a lot of students from SUTD. For some strange
Yeah, I
reason,
know. It's an unconventional university that markets a lot of fluff on top of what they have to make it seem very, very appealing. But actually, in the inside, it's actually just rotting. Really, really,
okay.
really. I'm not joking, but
But
okay, that's for later.
before that, okay, let's go on to tip number 3 on time allocation. So Ryan, would you like to share with us what do you mean by this?
Okay, so for this one, what I mean is that, especially for econs, right, or like GP, those that require like deliberate time management, in that, okay, you have a set of questions. So let's say in the normal H2 economics paper, you have like the CSQ, and you also have the exam essays. Yeah, so basically, normally you would spend more time on the essays than the CSQ. So, oh my God, what's going on? Wait. Okay, okay. Yeah, so for the essays, right, you need more time to unpack because of mind mapping and stuff. That's my own approach lah. I'm not sure what other people's approach is, but that works for me. So based on that, right, I usually take about 10 minutes per essay question to map it out. If I'm lucky and I happen to like have a lot of content mastery for the particular question, then I'll probably take max 5 minutes, and then I'll just start writing already. Because the ideas will just flow into my head as I write. Because introduction is just introduction ma. I can have like a skeleton first, then I fill it out with the meat afterwards.
I see.
Then roughly I would say I spend about maybe 25 to 30 minutes. No, actually not a lot. Sorry, 15 to 20 minutes on the essay itself. I write very fast. Yeah, I still remember my hands were very pain from it. After I
So
exam, right? Wow.
so you really time yourself.
Yeah, I was like having like this watch. I think I upgraded watch lah, but yeah, this kind of watch. So I was like keeping track of time. So when I press, I think 2 hours is it, or 2 hours 30? Yeah, 2 hours 30. Yeah, so I was like timing. Then I was like, oh, okay, at a certain time I must move on already. So I gave CSQ, I think about 50 minutes max. Yeah.
So what happens if you don't move on?
Then I'll get stuck in that loop thinking, wow, how do I solve this question? Then I think, then the time just keeps slipping by. By the time I realize, oh, 10 minutes passed already, oh shit. There's like, then inside my brain, I'll be like, oh my goodness, I could have spent this 10 minutes mind mapping on the next question, because like, why not, right? Yeah. Because I know CSQ is very,
I think you brought up something very, very, very golden and timely about
yeah,
timing.
because if you're unsure, right, then you should move on first, then come back to it later. Because at that point, right, you're optimizing your time, essentially lah.
So I just have a question. Okay, I mean, you have been through our program. You know that we have a very heavy emphasis on timing, time practice. But that being said, okay, students being students, sometimes they choose not to adhere to that. So they know that timing is important, having time practices, that timing themselves is important. Okay, but they lack the discipline to do that, or yet they don't see themselves doing that. So what is your advice for such students who
I
are
would
trapped
say
in
that
this
this one
dilemma?
comes with practice and determination and discipline now. Because like, if you don't want to manage your time, then no one will help you, honestly speaking. The one controlling time is yourself.
So it's either you manage time or time manage you. You choose which one,
Yeah,
right?
essentially speaking. Correct. Yeah. And if
Okay.
time manages you, then the score will also manage you.
Okay, so
Literally lah, I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact.
this is something very brilliant out of Ryan today.
It's not brilliant out of me. It's a standard fact. I'm just bringing it from air to here.
So do you still adhere to this time allocation in your current coursework in SUTD?
More or less, yes, but okay lah. For term one, I adopted I think 1 to 2 weeks buffer. So as in like I prepare the content required for like the modules, right, 1 to 2 weeks in advance, so that I just have a breathing space rather than having to like slog through, and then when I finish, then like still need to go to next week's content. Yeah, it was stressful. Yes, I would say it was stressful doing that, but I would say it was rewarding because like I finished the content 2 weeks in advance before the exam came, so it was very, more breathing space. Like I had more breathing space to actually go and review my content and then be able to properly understand the concept and then apply. I think all
I'm
went
just
well. Yeah.
just curious, Ryan, because earlier on, when we talk about timing, you were mentioning about exam conditioning and timing, right? Whereas the experience that you mentioned in SUTD, you were talking about revision timing, is it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Preparation timing.
that's one aspect. Sorry, the other aspect
Okay.
was during the exam itself, right? Uh, I mean, because it's something new, so we didn't get like ample practice. It was like because it's like a new curriculum for us. It's a revamped version, so the way they are going to carry out the assessment and weightage, right, it differs. So like we just went with a blind mind. I mean, not blind mind, like blind faith. Yeah, that
Okay.
everything will be okay. Then when we just see the question, they're like, okay, you're given this amount of time. So I guess the general rule of time is to divide the time by number of questions there, and also give yourself like a buffer, because like that buffer will help you in case like you have a mind block, or let's say you really don't know how to do this question, then you can go to another question first. Then once you finish those questions, they come back again. They at least you have extra buffer ma. So you feel more at ease. Yeah, I guess.
Buffering.
Even though you may not be able to solve those questions you don't know lah. Yeah.
So, am I right to say that, because just now you also shared about revision timing. So, for this time allocation, you can also apply it to scheduling your revision content before the exam.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
It's especially important in university lah, at least from my experience here, because like I would say that SUTD's curriculum is very
Curious,
heavy. It's just that some of my classmates don't really see it coming just yet lah, because like they didn't go and see the whole schedule and everything yet lah. I went to see it, I already going bonkers over it.
And we'll talk about
Yeah.
SUTD experience really in a short while. Okay, so
Can,
yes,
yeah.
let's do a wrap up. So for the time allocation, Ryan actually shared some golden nuggets on exam response. Okay, so it's really to time yourself and be disciplined, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
especially not to be caught in a negative loop. Okay, and this approach is also applicable to revising. Okay, so how to allocate. And unfortunately, because of time constraint, okay, we don't have time to talk about how to we adopt time allocation to schedule and revise your content.
Yeah,
Okay, but
I guess that one can be saved for different day or something, like, or like
exactly,
when Mr. Teo is giving tuition, then that's another concept that can be brought, I guess. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we will be moving on to the very last part, okay, on SUTD. So to the viewers out there, okay, you have any questions for Ryan on his experience in SUTD, okay, please drop us a comment, okay, and we'll get back to you. And for Ryan, yes, okay, you may want to go light on SUTD. Not, I wouldn't say go light, but don't be overly harsh on your on your experience. In a sense, there's a lot of there's a lot of unhappiness inside. I'm not sure though. Okay, but overall, okay, this is your first you're done with Sem 1, right? How would
Yeah.
you how was your experience through the COVID period? And yeah, maybe you can share with us.
Okay, so starting from May, right? So what happened was that I was slated to matriculate into SUTD formally, physically in May, but then because of COVID, so it got pushed to September. So as a result, I was like, oh, there's this like blank period between like May and September. I was like, and then like SUTD was like offering a free like opportunity to take some mods in advance. So I was like, why not?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, at that point in time, I was still working as a part-time temperature screener. I was like, whoa, these gains are amazing. Because like you just sit down there, right? You just like take people's temperature. Then after that, wow, 11 per
Okay.
hour. Haven't included CPF yet, but wow. Yeah, so basically, okay, so for the online part between May and August, I would say it was kind of fulfilling, but it lacked the interactivity that you'll find in the classroom now, honestly speaking, because like the lecturer, I mean, or the professor is like on the screen, then it's like you can be listening to the professor on this side, and then on the other side, you're just doing other things.
So it's really up to
kind of
the
disruptive.
so the interaction based on what you were sharing is not exactly there, like, is it what you're saying?
It's there, but then it's less personal.
Less personal.
Yeah, it's less
Okay.
personal.
So now you're back in school. Am I right to say that you're back in campus?
Yeah, I'm back in school. I mean, welcome to SUTD's hostel.
So how is it different? How is it different from the online classes? I mean, online and physical classes. It really depends on who is doing that. But what is your take on
Okay,
the
so
experience?
online classes in general, like people will just sleep one, or either that they just lose focus after like I don't know the first few minutes, if the content is very boring lah.
All
Yeah,
right. Okay. But what about
but
your
physical
actual?
one is like okay, actual one. So term one after orientation. I mean, orientation was kind of a disappointment lah because like it was only like what half a day because like COVID, so there were a lot of strict restrictions put in by like the Office of Student Life, I think. So yeah, so what happened was like we didn't really have that enjoyable orientation. So okay, so in the actual term, classes were kind of fun, I guess, because like there was a lot of interactivity in that. Like the prof will be like down there demonstrating like wow how concepts work. Yeah, then like we had fun making memes out of the profs because like they were literally being memes themselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, making lemonade out of lemons.
literally yes.
Okay, I'm just curious. Why SUTD? You could have, with your grades, you could have easily gone to NUS, NTU
I
for
know,
science course.
I know.
So
Actually, for that right, that I can share a video. Actually, that pretty much sums up a lot of things. I aligned
yeah.
very well with that.
Okay, maybe I'll probably drop the link. Ryan, do you have the link? I'll drop the link of the video. Oh, it's the YouTube link, right?
Yeah, it's a YouTube link.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
drop, for the viewers out there, if you want to find out what Ryan is actually referring to, the learning experience in SUTD. Okay, I've dropped a link in the comment section. Okay, you guys can check it out yourself. Okay, so
Yeah, but caution that one is a bit harsh on SUTD because like it's taking a jab at SUTD's marketing versus the reality that we face here.
oh goodness. Okay, so
Yeah, so
that's
I would say
not
take
so.
that one with moderation lah. Don't take it like 100% because like that's what we're feeling right now. But if we look back in future, I guess it'll be a more positive note.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, it's like negativity is a part of my life. I get it. It's just that it's a phase. It will pass when things get lighter. Yeah.
So looking back, would you have made the choice of going to NUS or NTU the safe bets, or would you
I
still?
doubt. I doubt. I really doubt. First is distance. Second is it's very academic focused. And down here is like I think about 50 to 60% on academics. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's more on projects and stuff like that. So it's a team collaboration, which is quite fun. Honestly, which is quite fun. But if you're looking at absolute grades, then no lah, it's not fun lah. Because if you mess up that other component, that's it already. Bye bye.
Am I right to say that SUTD, how they market themselves, is more practical, hands-on approach, something like Poly's way of approach,
It's something similar, but I would say that it does not follow a poly approach. It's like a hybrid. It's a
Okay.
hybrid, but it's a uni lah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a poly. It's not a poly. It's a uni. Okay, it's a uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, okay, how would you rate your experience in SUTD from a
I
scale
would
of
say
one
it's a
to
very
ten?
convenient place to be in because like compared to like let's say NUS, NTU, it's like down there you still need to wake up. Then the hostel is like completely away from where your classes are. And then you still need to prepare time to need to travel by bus or something all the way there. So many faculties. Here is like okay, you have 3 hostels blocks here and it's just connected by a sheltered linkway to the 3 buildings that house no 2 buildings that house classrooms and stuff and lessons. So it's very convenient. It's legit very convenient.
Okay. So
I would
yes,
say in one sentence lah, like
convenient.
come for the experience, stay for the convenience.
Come for the experience, stay for the convenience.
Yes.
Wow, that's a very
East
powerful
side, west
tagline.
side, okay. Come to the
Okay.
east.
Okay. So
Yeah, but I would say the pool of matriculation batch is like very small lah. It's only like I think 550 this year. Previous year was less. I think 400, 450 like that. Yeah. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's very small and close knit. So it's hard for you not to be known by at least a few people versus in
nice.
NUS NTU where you can be just a nobody and people don't care. Yeah.
Okay. So for the students or parents who are considering SUTD, okay, this is SUTD in Ryan's words to you. Come for the
Yeah, it doesn't
experience.
matter whether you're theorist. I mean, theorist in the essence that you're good with the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge, but bad at hands-on, or you're super good at hands-on, uh, or you can just only give the ideas and you can't do much after that. It's okay because like in a team you need the different body parts to function, right? You cannot be everyone or everyone be the head, right? Then what the you don't have the body, you don't have the hands, you don't have the feet, cannot be, right? Yeah, so it makes sense. Different people with different strengths come together for collaboration to make something work, regardless of whether that thing works very well or works very cui lah. I mean, it doesn't matter. The gist is you get something to work, even if it's a prototype, a shitty prototype or a good prototype. Yeah,
Okay,
I would
so
say
yes,
the collaboration is key.
in Ryan's words, there's a lot more emphasis on collaboration.
Collaboration, not competition, but collaboration. Yeah,
Okay, great. So this is SUTD for all of you. So
yeah. Come to SUTD if you want.
so
I
for
won't stop you all.
this is the freshmore year, right? So
Yeah, this was show here.
what is beyond freshmore year? What are the options that are available to you?
Okay, so I'm free to choose between 5 pillars, of which one of them is architecture. So it's focusing on architecture and sustainable design. So that's a very abstract one. So it focuses on more on the art. So it requires a lot of CAD drawing. So computer aided design, um, and also like having a very artistic mind lah. But obviously, I'm not that kind lah, so I won't go there. There's also another track called another pillar called EPD, which is engineering product development. So it's more for people who want to go and build stuff. Build stuff. It need not be like physics based. It can be chem bio based, like making cells and stuff. Bio related things. I don't know lah, but things like that. Yeah, or like learning the hardcore computer engineering, like like the computers. Okay, not computer science, but like the hardware. The hardware. It's a lot of hardware focus. Then there's ISTD, which is Information Systems Technology and Design, which focuses on computer science with
Wow.
an emphasis on the design behind it. But the design is not that kind of abstract design that is similar to ASD that I talked about, architecture and sustainable design, because that one focuses on the abstract. This one focuses more on the logic behind it and the algorithms, the framework, the thinking behind it.
So there are another
And,
two more
yeah.
pillars you can choose. You can
Yeah,
choose five
so
pillars.
there's also 5 pillars. So the fifth pillar that was just introduced this year, I think, for my batch, is design and artificial intelligence. So that one is actually a science degree. It's not an engineering degree. It's not an architecture degree. It's a science degree because it focuses more on research. So it allows students who go there to experience what design and AI can be done on the different 4 pillars that SUTD currently has lah. So let's say you want to apply AI into architecture, sure, it works. I don't know how they do it lah, but yeah, it works. You want to apply AI into building hardware, like into hardware, yeah, it definitely works. Definitely works. Yeah,
Interesting way. I haven't really.
yeah, it's a unique take lah, but I'm not confident on the prospects of it yet because firstly it hasn't been accredited properly yet. So graduating with that science degree is kind of a dubious move because it's not accredited. People are like, hey, but that degree is not accredited. Then how? I mean, I think in a few years it'll be accredited. It's just that right now it's too fresh. Yeah. Second,
I wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Your career options.
Second is a very corrections from there, more on the research, I would say, because
research.
it focuses on the science and theories. It doesn't focus on like the hands-on and experience with the actual pillars. I haven't mentioned the fourth one yet, but okay, yeah. So these pillars are 3 engineering and 1 architecture, Yeah.
Okay. So
I say it's new territory, lor. Yeah.
it sounds very very hardcore theory to me.
It is very hardcore theory. I can see. Yeah, it's not really not for the faint-hearted.
So do you foresee yourself pursuing a master's or PhD? Because
That one
this
I'll
is
leave it
research.
to fate, lah.
This is
I'll
research
really
work.
leave it to
So
fate.
if you want
I
to
don't know
further
what
your field, I
the-
believe that's the way to go, right?
Yeah, I guess because like the prospects outside, yes, well, there may be a high chance that one will be able to secure quite a good job there because like it's research based in a research firm, I guess. But I guess with a master's and a PhD, one will be able to be either prof or research associate on a high level or stuff like that. It's more rewarding, I would say, versus having just a science degree at the bachelor level for that.
Got it.
Yeah, especially since the experience there, right, is not as much as the research skills that are required.
Okay. All right. So
Okay,
thanks,
so
Ryan.
the last
Thanks.
one. So
Still got thanks.
okay, so
Thanks.
there's
Go ahead.
engineering systems and design, which is the one that's focusing on analysis of data, and at the same time optimizing trends. It also even has business operations and research, aviation, logistics planning. There's also financial data and analytics, which I'm kind of interested in. I might venture into there because why not, right? Make trading a day job. Right. Because like it's like the night activity and the day activity go hand in hand. So the night never stops. It extends to the day and it extends to the night. Yeah, that kind of thing. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of hyped.
Wow.
But I just hope I'm not disappointed, cause like if you all were to watch that YouTube video that was linked by Mr. Teo, right? Yeah, it may crush some of your hopes. Yeah, just don't expect too much from it. It's fluff on top of the baseline. So expect the baseline, don't expect the fluff. Yeah.
I will
about
take a
it.
look. I haven't looked at it. I'll take a look at the end of the session. Okay, so
Sure.
yes, Ryan, sorry for overrunning. We're almost at the 1 hour mark.
No worries. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the stock market to actually open. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Side note: just now Ryan mentioned he was heavily dabbled into stock market. So yes, we will end the interview in time, for Ryan to make more money. So yes, Ryan, what is your message to your juniors who were in your shoe 5 years back, 4 years back, 5 years back? What is your in one sentence? What is your message to them?
Okay. Stay calm. Wait. I'm not prepared for that. Okay, wait. Okay. Let me think about it. Okay. Stay calm. Keep within the race. Do not lose faith. Keep going.
Okay.
No matter whether the future looks blurry, gloomy, or what, you just know that there's other people that are probably going to be same, if not worse standards than you. Yes, there will be people that's higher standards than you, but why compare yourself to them? This is what the best that you can be, right? Let the great speak. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if at the end of the day you get an A or B or something, because it's the best that you have done. So you're not lying to yourself. You're not having a guilty conscience that I didn't try my best. Sian. Yeah. At least it's like, yes, I did my best. This is the best I could do. So I am receiving my grades with no regrets.
All right. So thanks, Ryan. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so we will wrap up today's session. So next week, we will have a very interesting guest to join us. Okay, he is a well-known economist and politician. Okay, Mr. James Lim, to share with us his career choice as an economist. So if you'd like him to
James Lim?
Yes. So if you'd like him to warm... So let me finish first. If you'd like him to warm your cockles in your heart, please tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. So once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and Facebook page to receive latest updates. Thank you, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Peace out. Bye-bye.